Hi, this figure just came today. It's the Mego 1979 Italian carded Zaranite. So this is one of the alien figures. I've been collecting these figures loose, graded. I've got 4 of them so far. They're really hard to get the full set of 6 of these figures, especially in the UK, because 2 of them are really hard to find. There's the Betelgeuse and the Rigelian, which are tough pieces to find. The Zaranite's probably the one you see the most. If you go on eBay and look, he's the one that you see loose. So this is a figure from the motion picture. It's a 3.75 figure. So Paramount launched this film as a sort of, I guess, a response to the original Star Wars, and it came out in '79. Pretty cool figure. These alien figures were only released in the Canada and US. I mean, in the US they were released really limited, so they're more widely found on Canadian and Italian cards. But by then, Mego was in quite a lot of trouble. So you see it's got Italian writing. There's also Airfix cards as well, which are, I think, German cards. And they're very rare. There's one in the London Toy Museum in the Bethnal Green. Back of the card. Says Mego Corp. I think that's some Italian thing there. Got Italian writing at the top. These 6, the human characters are easy to find. It's these aliens that are really tough. So far I've got loose graded. I've got Zaranite was the first one I got. Then I think I got the Klingon, or maybe the Acturian. Megarite, he's quite a tough one. Klingon. But the hardest one's probably the Betelgeusean, he's really tough. Megarite and Rigelian. So I need these 2 here. Then I've got the complete set 6. I mean, I've just found out his name's not even meant to be Rigelian. They made a mistake. He's a Sauroid, his real name. They mixed the names up. There's the Zaranite. So pretty cool. Obviously got Kirk and Spock. I mean, these figures are going up in value, but they're a lot cheaper than these ones. These ones are quite expensive. So the Italian name for these cards is Ceppi Ratti. 31st of July 1979. There's the figure. Quite a nice looking figure. I mean, because this is a tatty card, I mean the card's got a lot of edge wear, it's got a couple of pinholes, some creases. This one carded wasn't as expensive as if you look up the Zaranite carded, it's a lot more expensive than what I paid. On eBay, that is. But that's a dead mint figure there, because the loose graded one I've got is 75. So you can see this one's got a lot of the mask on the face, it's a lot of paint rub. You can see it's got quite an elaborate costume. Figure from behind. Zaranite, made in Hong Kong. Look at the grading. Star Trek Zaranite, 1979 Mego, 75 grade. This is the figure that got me into collecting the Star Trek Mego figures. The Zaranite. Pretty cool figure. So yeah, nice. If this card was immaculate and graded, you know, this would be about 3 to 4 times what I paid for it. But for something that's how now 41 years old, it's not too bad. I think the Canadian cards would be Grand Toys, and the Italians are Ceppi Ratti, Mego. UK there's also I think Ideal cards. I'm sure that Captain Kirk I got had an Ideal sticker on it or something. And then there's the Grand Toys, Ceppi Ratti. Excuse my pronunciation. What else? Oh yeah, the Airfix. That's in the UK we know Airfix for the model kits, so there's actual Airfix cards, carded figures of these as well. Maybe not the aliens, but definitely I've seen, I think it was McCoy or Scotty. These are cool figures though. I mean, this film is quite, you know, cerebral. It's not much action. It's quite a lot of talking and a lot of, you know, it's more in your head rather than it's not like Wrath of Khan. But I like it. I like this Star Trek the motion picture. Pretty cool figure. Zaranite. So, I mean, to pick him up loose, ungraded, you can pay about £30, maybe less sometimes. I got an Acturian, it was listed as a Star Wars figure, so I picked it up for less than about a tenner, which is a bargain, man. Maybe 10, 11, 12, but for one of these figures, because the aliens are definitely rare, so I got one of these ungraded, sold to me as a Star Wars figure. But I knew it was one of these aliens, so I had to pick it up. It's quite a nice looking figure. It's quite elaborate design around what he's wearing. The ultimate 70s medallion, the gold twine around his waist, the elaborate patterning on his slacks, and the very pointed shoes he's wearing. So, I mean, this sort of costume, you could definitely wear it on Bespin. Like Lebot or Lando Calrissian could definitely wear something like that on Bespin. Very cool figure. Very nice. Great illustration on the cards. So all the cards are the same, they all have the same image. So whenever I've showed a carded Kirk and a carded Lieutenant Ilia. This one being an actual alien is so much more nice. I don't know, there's stuff about the aliens that appeal to me, their freaky looks. I think Destructor is a YouTube channel in America, he's got all 6 of these. So, you know. I mean, I have seen that on American US eBay, but it's quite expensive. And then there's one of those I'm tempted to get, but it's carded, but it's with all when you add on all the import duties and stuff like that, it makes it quite expensive. But I have seen this one being sold in the UK, so this one I've never seen sold on UK eBay. That's a rare figure. Pretty cool designs. Obviously the Klingon's quite famous. I think he was played by Mark Leonard, who played Sarek in the original Star Trek. characters. So that's your Star Trek Zaranite. You can see the sort of damage to the card. There's some planet there. So let's have a look at the loose graded figure. So the loose graded figure is graded by UKG. This is the first one I got. So that's the Zaranite. Very cool figure. Actually, someone has been asking me on YouTube about these figures, so I've done quite a lot of chatting with him in terms of typing responses to his questions about whether he should collect these figures or the Flash Gordon figures by Mattel. And obviously, first piece of advice would be to choose what you like. So if you like the Flash Gordon series more, pick those up. If you like Star Trek figures more, then you pick those up. I mean, the 6 aliens on this, the Star Trek set, there's 6 aliens, and they're definitely the tough ones. I mean, those ones you can easily do, but these 6 are hard. Those 6 are easy to pick up, all of them. But then, you know, then you're talking about how do you want to pick them up? Carded, loose, graded, loose graded, carded graded. So that's gonna, you know, affect how easy they are to collect. Loose, just loose. Quite a nice belt. Back of the figure, back of his head. Very cool. Look at the feet. So very similar to a Star Wars figure. 5 PRA. That's why probably that guy who sold me the Acturian or whoever it was, or Arcturian, would have thought that was a Star Wars figure. So there you've got the Zaranite and the Zaranite. Pretty cool. Very cool figures. So I mean, you don't really see these characters in the movie at all. They're just like background characters. Like he's I think these are like crew of the New Enterprise, really. I mean, you see the Klingon when they get investigate Vija, the probe. 2 Zaranites. So you can see this one's got great paint on his face, whereas this one's got a lot of wear. But I've got a soft spot for the Zaranite because he was the first one I got. So that's your Mego Star Trek Zaranite from 1979. Very nice figure. So I hope you like looking at this. I'm glad it arrived safely. Very pleased actually. This is the Italian card. You can buy them on the Canadian card. You might be able to find the US card would be the rarest. And then some of them came in 3 packs as well, sold in the US. The aliens. But pretty cool 1970s figure. Alright, cheers, goodbye. I've been rabbiting on for 15 minutes almost, so please forgive me. Alright, cheers, goodbye.